Join me in a quick daydream. Close your eyes, imagine rolling hills and vineyards, a glass in your hand, and nowhere that you need to be. It sounds pretty dreamy, right? And if you want to make that dream a reality, head to Dundee. It's in the heart of Oregon's Willamette Valley, home of great wine and, most importantly, laid-back vibes. Right now, Travel Dundee is offering a spring discount for CityCast listeners. Visit traveldundee.com/citycast to unlock exclusive lodging promo codes for your next stay this spring. That's traveldundee.com/citycast. This is CityCast Seattle. I'm Jane C. Hu, and here's what Seattle's talking about. Today is our monthly guide episode sponsored by Travel Dundee. Dundee, Oregon is in the heart of the Willamette Valley, and it's offering spring discounts for CityCast Seattle listeners. Head to traveldundee.com/citycast to unlock exclusive lodging deals this spring and unwind in wine country. Guess what? It's gonna be May. And we're talking about the best events in town this month, how we're celebrating the holidays, and our favorite ways to get outside. Joining me, 3 members of our CityCast team. Creative producer Liam Bellingham. Welcome, Liam.
Hello. That's my Yoda for...
Oh, good. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Creative producer Sam J. Leeds. Welcome. Don't do a Yoda voice.
Don't worry, I was going to be normal.
Okay.
And executive producer Ashley Smith. Welcome.
Hi. It's good to see you all.
We're starting off strong with, well, you know what? We're just going to jump right into the holidays because Liam put us there. So, Liam, I take it you're a Star Wars guy. If folks don't already know, it's May the 4th is Star Wars Day because, May the 4th be with you.
I used to be a Star Wars guy. I don't believe and this is not necessarily a bad thing, no longer for me. I can't abide Baby Yoda. I find him infuriating and very silly. So I kind of got off the train a few years ago. But hey, those movies still exist, so I can watch my OG
But
favorites.
he's so cute.
Yeah,
Liam.
what's your
Baby
problem?
Yoda, you like no? Wait, I don't know exactly how to talk like Yoda.
I don't like this. That's not good. Sorry, guys. I'd have to
That's
work on it.
Cookie Monster, I think.
I don't.
Yeah.
My interests in Star Wars are not about the cute animals.
I don't think Grogu is an animal. That sounds rude.
What are we calling him?
He's a type of something. I don't know anything about Star Wars.
Sam, are you a Star Wars person?
I'm not. I actually have never seen Star Wars all the way through.
Me neither. And then everyone always gets all mad at me, being like, you got to. I think I just missed it, and I'm okay with having missed it. And if you want to write us an angry email or leave us an angry voicemail, I understand that I'm inviting that because Star Wars fans have big feelings about Star Wars.
I'm not going to poo-poo anyone's fandom. It's just I kind of aged out of it, I think.
I didn't watch Star Wars growing up. I probably didn't watch my first Star Wars movie until my mid-20s. But for some reason, I got really into The Mandalorian. And so now I'm like a Star Wars person with a Star Wars tattoo, technically. But I only care about The Mandalorian, which I guess is why I'm sensitive to Grogu slander. But
Wait, so tell us more about this
I was like,
tattoo.
I don't know. These are just words to me.
well, I mean, I don't know. A few years ago, I was going through a rough time, and I was.
I guess so.
A little Star Wars tattoo to take the edge off.
You know how you can like hyperfixate on things when
Sure.
maybe your reality isn't ideal, and so you kind of live in a different one for a while. You spend a lot of time in that other world, and I think that's what happened to me with The Mandalorian. And I was really, really hyper focused on like a Pedro Pascal thing. And
Among Us.
yeah, that man is a babe.
Mm-hmm.
And May 4th came up while that was happening, and I thought, I have a lot of tattoos. Who cares? I'll throw another one on there. And I got a Space Daddy tattoo that has the Mandalorian on it.
Wow.
He's not even in the suit. It's another guy.
But it's his voice. I'm an audio person, obviously. So
that's fair.
Into
That's
the
fair.
voice. I don't know.
True to the brand.
It's incredibly
Incredible.
embarrassing.
If you're a Star Wars fan, are there any celebrations happening around town? I haven't heard of anything, but it seems like you could have like a lightsaber fight in Gasworks or something.
For sure.
That's actually sick. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'll go to that.
I'm just declaring that now. Star Wars fans, if you're listening, gather in Gasworks. Bring your lightsabers.
This is a good test of Jane's power. To see what happens.
True.
See what's going on. Also coming up, Mother's Day,
Mhm.
Sunday the 10th. Are y'all doing anything for Mother's Day?
Every year, I send my mom chocolates from the same chocolate place. They make these like burnt caramel chocolate boxes,
Ooh.
and it's become a tradition basically since I moved away from home. So I will be doing that yet again. Mom, if you're listening, those are coming. But unfortunately, my mom doesn't live in the States, so less in-person celebration possible.
My mom is also out of state, so I'll send her something. And we did just visit, so she got a little bit of grandkid time, which I think is.
But
what
are your
a lot
kids doing anything for their mom?
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, yeah,
you know what we usually do is we're not like huge celebrators of. So a lot of the time it's like whoever's day it is gets to sleep in and has less like you. Hopefully will awake to an empty home.
Oh.
So you can just chill out for like a couple hours. That's
What a
usually the
gift.
extent of it.
That sounds
Yeah.
great. The canonical thing that you see in like movies and TV shows are the kids bringing the parent like breakfast in bed or something, which always seemed stressful to me for everybody. So I like this version better. And then one of the other holidays we have coming up is May 2nd is Neighbor Day. So we're actually in our bonus segment this week going to be talking about ways to be a good neighbor. So if you want to become a CityCast Seattle neighbor, you could join our membership program through membership.citycast.fm/Seattle. And you get to hear us talk about all of our nice neighbor stories in honor of Neighbor Day. And then the last big holiday of the month, Memorial Day.
Mm.
Are y'all doing anything for the long weekend?
No, I miss Sasquatch. I bring this up every time, but that's why I still associate that with Memorial Day. I would usually go to the Gorge for that weekend. And now I just tried to go camping or do something outside a little bit since you have like an extra day and it's
Star
the
Wars
weather's usually
battle
nice.
in Gasworks Park.
Yeah,
you know,
I'll be taking my lightsabers to Gasworks. Possibilities are endless.
I'm going to Portland.
Traitor.
Sorry, I want to visit one of the other cities in our beautiful Pacific Northwest that I've never been to. So
CityCast Portland, get ready for Liam to guest on their podcast and be a traitor.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Forget I brought it up.
Well, to turn it around to the more serious aspect of Memorial Day, I haven't heard anything about any memorials happening in town, but it does feel like, given the recent wars, I wonder if there will be some recognition of veterans during that time.
I do feel like people typically go to some of the cemeteries in the city and like spend some time there, either with like family members or loved ones who are buried there, or just like in recognition of, some of the places where people are buried. And we have some really beautiful cemeteries in the city.
True.
So if you feel like having a more somber day and spending some time outside, I do recommend doing that. I find an odd comfort in walking through cemeteries of being like, wow, people have been dead longer than I've been alive. It puts things in perspective a little bit. So not to be super morbid about it, but I kind of enjoy that context.
You're like a character from like a Charlotte Bronte novel or something.
That's always what I think of when I think of Sam.
Charlotte Bronte, yeah, totally.
Big Charlotte Bronte vibes.
And one last holiday for May tomorrow is going to be May Day. And we're going to have some discussion about labor in Seattle in honor of May Day. So be sure to tune in tomorrow if that's something you're interested in learning more about. Let's take a break, and when we come back, let's talk about what to do outside now that the weather is nice.
Hey, Seattle, if you've ever wanted to see our Pacific Northwest whales, this is your moment. FRS Clipper Whale Watching is the only whale and wildlife tour departing from right in downtown Seattle. And this year, for their 40th anniversary, they're launching a brand new catamaran, the Emerald Clipper. It was built right here in Washington State, and it's designed for comfort and incredible views with spacious outdoor decks, floor-to-ceiling windows, and onboard naturalists who help you actually understand what you're seeing aboard this floating classroom. Out on the Salish Sea, you might encounter humpbacks feeding, killer whales hunting, gray whales cruising, plus bald eagles and seals and sea lions. It's not just a tour, it's a full wildlife experience. And they have a whale sighting guarantee, so if you don't see whales, you'll get a complimentary tour to use in the future. Spots fill quickly as the season ramps up, so don't wait. In fact, Sam and I have already booked our trip, and we cannot wait. You can book early too. Just go to whalewatching.com. That's whalewatching.com.
Seattle's tastiest tradition is back. Seattle Restaurant Week is happening April 19th to May 2nd, and for 2 weeks, diners are invited to explore our diverse and innovative local food scene. This year, there are over 260 restaurants participating, and they're offering special curated menus highlighting their signature dishes and chef's picks. These menus are priced at $20, $35, $50, and $65, so you can find a restaurant, bar, cafe, food truck, or pop-up across the greater Seattle area that fits your budget, or maybe it just gives you an excuse to splurge a little bit. Personally, I love having a reason to explore new spots, and eating out during Restaurant Week supports our entire local food economy, in addition to the restaurants themselves, the producers, and food purveyors that they source from. Participating locations are also donating portions of their proceeds towards free community meals. Head to srweek.org to see an up-to-date listing of all participating restaurants and, most importantly, their menus. May is my favorite month for flowers around here because lilacs are my favorite. They're all in bloom right now. I feel like the sun is finally out. What are y'all doing outside over the next month?
I feel like it's too early for paddleboarding because it's still like the water is still so
yeah.
cold, but that's what I'm looking forward to this summer. And I've been trying to do the Seattle Olmsted 50K thing broken up where you basically walk around the whole city. And then I saw that the Seattle Super Saunter is happening May 16th, where you walk from like one tip of Seattle to the other. And I might do that. I mean, it's 20 plus miles, which is a lot in a single day, but I kind of like the challenge of that.
I recently went to Carkeek Park. Have to recommend going there during like the just lovely weather. I feel like the combination of beach and woods trails is so nice. We actually picked up an entire rotisserie chicken from Ken's Market and hiked it down to the beach, and then brought some of like, you know, the bitchin' sauce that you can buy, and we're just like dunking chunks of chicken in that. It was really truly ideal. And then went on like a long walk through the trails at Carkeek Park and ended up at this place I did not know existed called Piper's Orchard, which was an orchard that apparently was established by the Piper family in the 1890s. And now there's these old apple trees that are there, and they're all in bloom right now. So it's gorgeous. There's a fruit harvest that happens in the fall, but it's just like a really pretty place to walk through and see these like old, gnarled, gorgeous trees. So anyway, very spring activity. Highly recommend.
Yeah, second to that orchard, I remember sitting out there with a book once, and it's just such a lovely, speaking of being a character in a Charlotte Bronte novel, that's definitely a way to live your best life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was like a whole field of bluebells and like all the little flowers sprouting, and we made flower crowns. It was very charming. So
Doesn't quite sound like a moor, but I'll take it. Sounds like as close as we're gonna get.
Slightly less depressing than a moor.
Speaking of a Bronte-esque image, I can't believe we're continuing this. We went to St. Edward State Park over the weekend for the first time, and that was a pretty good hike. The kids were a little resistant to hiking up a hill, but we made it. I had to carry one of them part of the way. But I think hikes are on the agenda. And then, of course, I have to start training for the Seattle Half Marathon in November. So that's going to start next week with May.
I feel like it's been a strong, like, my training starts tomorrow energy from you for a little while. So
I mean, I have been, but I haven't like committed to the plan yet. That's what starts. But I did my first run around Green Lake a couple days ago, the day after carrying a child up a hill. So it wasn't my strongest run in the world, but I think I'm gonna update everybody and ask for training tips on the Instagram.
You got 6
So-
months. I feel like
so much time.
You're just like, you're building a base right now, because I feel
Yeah.
like you can't actually start training too soon, or else
No,
then you
totally.
can't taper at the right time, etc.
Costco pizza base. That's what I'm building.
Yes.
The strongest base of the pyramid.
Well, St. Ed's is a place that I really love to ride a bike, and May happens to be Bike Everywhere month, and there's just a ton of bike stuff happening this month. So the whole month, of course, you got to be on your bike, but in particular, the 13th is Bike Everywhere Day. And if you aren't familiar with it, it is so fun to be on a bike that day, because especially in the morning, if you are a commuter and you want to maybe try bike commuting for the first time to work, there are little stands all over town that different organizations put up, and they give you freebies. There's often a lot of free coffee, free donuts, just fun swag, and just like a festival atmosphere. So definitely recommend that if y'all are bike curious, or if you're just a regular bike commuter, you get more free stuff than usual. There's also, I'm actually hosting a bike happy hour at Golden Gardens on the 28th.
What's a bike happy hour?
I'm going to start a little ride. There's just going to be a little train of folks who start somewhere in town. I'm thinking probably Green Lake, and ride over to Golden Gardens together. And then you just hang out.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds great.
But yeah, if y'all have theme ideas, I'm all ears for that. Listeners too.
Bronte.
No. I'm just gonna wear like a full powdered wig kind of situation.
I want to see you bike in that.
That actually sounds sick.
It'd be hard to fit under a helmet, I guess.
Maybe
is
it goes
the
on
one
top of the
problem.
helmet.
Oh,
That's even
interesting.
better, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that could be good.
Mm-hmm.
The other things I wanted to shout out related to bikes, Mighty O does their Tour de Donut on the 30th,
Incredible.
which you sign up, you get 4 Mighty O stops. It's kind of borderline too many donuts, but I think you could do it. It'd be great.
If you're biking enough, I feel like the donuts become fuel.
They're not that far apart, to be
Okay.
honest, but you can never have too many donuts. And Lake Washington Boulevard is going to be closed to cars every weekend starting Memorial Day. And we've talked about this on the show before, I believe,
Mhm.
but Mayor Wilson has expanded the number of weekends that the Lake Washington Boulevard space is open to pedestrians and bikes. It's going to be closed to cars, or part of it is going to be closed to cars for most of the summer weekends. I think all of the summer weekends.
In another sort of shout out for biking experiences, I made the mistake of taking the ferry to Bainbridge over the weekend, and somehow foolishly thought that no one else would have the same idea. And so we were in line trying to get the 4:55 ferry back to Seattle. And this woman, who I think was sent by some otherworldly force to help us, pulled up in her Subaru and rolled down her window and said, "You're gonna want to drive." And we were like, "Could you say a little more?" Basically, she was telling us that the ferries were so behind that the 3:50 ferry still had not left Seattle. It was almost 4:50 at this point. And so there were 2 boatloads of cars in front of us in line. And so we ended up having to drive around through Tacoma, which, is like
wow.
an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes. And we still beat the ferry back that we would have
Whoa.
waited for. So all that to say, if you are going to the islands in the next few weekends when we have glorious weather, consider biking or walking on. You will be able to get on whatever boat you want, and you won't be dealing with that situation.
Especially going to Bainbridge, because you're so close. Like you can walk
Yeah.
to like the main road of Bainbridge and like
Well,
2
so the
minutes.
reason we drove was because we were going to the Blodell Reserve, which is a 20-ish minute drive from the ferry terminal. So, and when I looked at buses, even the bus only gets you like 20 minutes of walking away from the reserve. Anyway, Blodell is beautiful. It's really just a stunning series of like very architected gardens. And actually really was regretting not bringing like a blanket and a book, because having a little picnic under the weeping willow by the lake would have been ideal. So anyway, bike onto the ferries.
Yeah. If you haven't biked onto a ferry, it is truly like a VIP experience. Like you can roll up at the last minute. You still get to get on first. You often get to get off first also. And it's just so much easier. You do so much less waiting. And it's cheaper because you don't have to pay for a car.
I love that. Waiting is the worst part of the ferry. Everything else is amazing.
I do
Mhm.
feel like this is a good tip as we get into the summer to be paying attention to how you're going to go places and how you're going to get there and to be thinking about time, because I think sometimes people don't think that through. And like I've already booked Orcas Island ferry tickets for
Smart.
June or July. I forget when it is.
Yeah, if you are going to San Juan's and you don't have a reservation, good luck, my friends.
My
I do
God,
not think
we're
you're getting on
serious.
there. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about all the other events in town happening this month that we are excited about. There's so much happening in May. Let's just get right into it. What are you all doing this month? What events do you want to shout out?
Well, we have the Seattle International Film Festival, which starts May 7th and runs through, I think, the 17th. So there's going to be like 200 films screening over that period of time, lots of events. I picked 3 movies to highlight, 2 with a Pacific Northwest connection that I think are interesting. Oh, Seattle specifically. And then one that I'm just excited about. So Phoenix Jones, The Rise and Fall of a Real Life Superhero is a documentary that we've
Oh my
discussed
gosh.
Phoenix Jones a bunch. And that's playing later in the festival. So for folks that don't know, I believe his name was Ben Fodder or something like that. And he like would go around and kind of be a superhero. And this is about his life in Seattle and kind of what happened to him after. So that's exciting. Radio Heart, which is a documentary about KEXP's Kevin Cole
Oh,
that people
cool.
are really excited about. And that's
Wow.
already like tickets for that are selling fast. So worth looking into. And then the last one is this movie called The Furious, which is a Hong Kong kung fu movie that everyone has told me that I have to go see. So that's obviously not Pacific Northwest related, but sounds like a good film. I mean, that's 3 of like, again, 200 films that are screening at the festival. So check out the website, but we're
Not to
excited
be
for that.
confused with The Fast and the Furious. Just
No,
The
different.
Furious.
I know there's only one movie series you know about, Jane. The Furious is not related to The Fast and the Furious, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
I'm really excited about SIFF. I feel like there are always so many good movies. Like, I feel like you could really pop into any screening and be pleasantly surprised that this thing that you maybe weren't looking to screen actually ends up being really interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of my tip is like, I feel like I've had very cool experiences going to like just getting tickets to whatever's available at the last minute at a film festival. Like you're pretty unlikely to see the movie otherwise in a theater, at least, unless it's one of the 10 movies that, you know, are going to get a big distribution that are playing at the festival that are bigger films with bigger stars. So highly recommend it. And it's a really great curation.
I'm so excited for I Love Boosters. I know that one's going to be distributed more broadly, but like Boots Riley, Kiki Palmer, like
And he's
yes,
gonna be
please.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poppy Lou.
Poppy Lou, yes.
Oh, Poppy
my
Lou's
God.
in it? I didn't realize. That's
I'm
awesome.
the minute I saw her in the trailer, I was like, I'm in. So I will also be at SIFF opening night, and I'm super excited about it.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be really fun.
Sam, what are you doing this month?
Well, I have an addition to Liam's list of things to see. This one is not for the faint of heart, but Northwest Film Forum, May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is doing a bunch of showings of this movie called A Body to Live In.
Oh, God. I saw
Yeah.
the trailer for this the other day.
What is it?
It's all about this culture of body modification, like extreme body modification, looking at like archival footage of the people who were trailblazers in that movement, and also reflecting back on it as like people move through the AIDS crisis and the ways that people were relating to their bodies throughout that. It's definitely, like I said, and based on Liam's reaction, going to be something where like I wouldn't go if you're squeamish. But
I am, Sam.
yeah, maybe not for you, Liam. But
What
the
kind of body mod are we talking here?
piercings, like intense, like reshaping of like your waist and tattooing, all kinds of stuff. But the reason I'm recommending it is because the director's going to be there for all 3 showings, or all 3 days of showings. And there's just like some really amazing queer elders who are interviewed for this as well. So if you're interested in sort of that history, I think it's worth checking out. But yeah,
Can I
definitely.
add to that, Sam?
Yeah,
really quickly,
please.
which is they're all Cole Wilder, who's over there. Program's amazing, particularly queer programming. It's really, really interesting. And then they have a series, a film night with John Behrens, who is a Seattle-based filmmaker who passed away in 2022, and they're showing a bunch of his short films. And I'd never heard of him until I read the entry for that. So the programming
Cool.
is like really local and great. So just wanted to add to that.
Yeah, so some really, really cool stuff coming up. But outside of that, what else should I recommend? Let's see. I just learned about the Seattle Chamber Orchestra hosts concerts inside of both this house on Queen Anne. It's like an old mansion on Queen Anne Hill, and also at the Good Shepherd Center, which is in Wallingford. It seems like a really cool event. It's fairly affordable and just like a fun way to get to go and sit in a space and listen to really beautiful, like kind of acoustic music. And then for the folks that were excited about the sea shanty feature that we did, the next sea shanty sing along is May 8th. It's going to be at the Center for Wooden Boats at the Wagner Education Center from 7 to 9. And if the weather's anything like it was when I went out to check it out last month, it'll be just really beautiful to watch the sunset over the water while the singing is happening.
Wow.
So highly recommend checking that out as well.
That's so cool. I am looking forward to so many different little crafty things. I've been putting together our events calendar, and I'm shocked at how many like craft meetups are going on this month, from like intro to sewing to a maker's fair to a hoodie workshop. Like sewing has become a big thing. So you could like make your own clothes, which is sick. There's a scrap and yap happening, which is incredibly my shit.
Such a good name.
I know. But yeah, so many good like crafty things, and a lot of book fairs in May as well. And if you are into crafts, we might be working on a little member event that's craft related, but that's not happening until June. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. But another thing that I will be looking forward to this month is Seattle Beer Week. That's happening May 7th through the 16th. You can try all the different amazing breweries we have in this town. Highly recommend checking out the Seattle Beer Week website.
I didn't know this was coming.
Yeah.
The way Liam just sat straight up.
Liam said, "You have my full attention."
Yeah. It's my dream beer and movies. This is my month, baby.
Really? Yeah, it's a nice excuse to go try a brewery outside of your neighborhood, or a new one that's popped up, one that you just haven't been to. Because I don't know how about you guys, but I get stuck in Ballard, and we have plenty of breweries, so it has to be a really spectacular one to get me to leave Ballard for. And Beer Week is a good excuse for me to do that.
Speaking of food, one opening that I'm really excited about on the 15th, An Oi is this Vietnamese American bakery that is going to open soon. I think they're part of Seattle Restored, which is this program that matches business owners with spaces to have little pop-ups. And An Oi is going to have a storefront in the Chinatown International District, which I think is super cool. And I've been watching their videos. So the owner, Vince, has been documenting their whole process of opening the space, which I think is really cool. And I just saw that they got some chairs from my friends at We Fix Old Stuff, which is also one of the Seattle Restored businesses. They've got a storefront right now in Lake City. I mean, their name is kind of self-explanatory. They fix old stuff. And they also sell like a bunch of really cool antiques. But I always kind of love it when one business I'm excited about is actually doing business with another business I'm already excited about. So just a nice little reminder, we live in a community and everyone actually is connected to each other in some way.
Seattle Restored is so cool. Like that's such a great idea, both for the city of Seattle and for local businesses. I'm really excited to check that out.
It just feels like a win-win-win for everyone involved.
Yeah.
My other two recommendations this month are unhinged eating related things is maybe the only way that they're connected. On May 2nd, Sunday Nobody, who we've talked about on the show before, meme artist, he is hosting a Taco Bell funeral. And for a Taco Bell that closed down, it seems like there's going to be a crying contest. It just seems like it's going to be wonderful and weird. So if that's something you're into, look it up. And then I am hopefully going to be at the UW lettuce eating competition on May 11th It's what it sounds like. They've done this in the past. Some people eat heads of lettuce as quickly as they can. It looks kind of awful to me to be a competitor, but I appreciate people who are, putting
Can you
themselves out
plus
there.
up the lettuce? Or are you just eating lettuce as is?
Great question. I don't know that there are rules about that. Does it have to be plain lettuce or not? But
I
I'll
feel like
go and
if
find
not
out.
being plain would make it harder.
That's true. Yeah, I know, but I'm also trying to enjoy I'm not participating in this event, but
okay.
I don't know. It just seems like a thankless task to eat a ton of lettuce.
Well, I feel like competitive food eating in general is not really about enjoyment.
No.
What dressing?
It's about
The audience,
dominance.
maybe. It's about dominance.
It really is.
If
You're
I
like
met
that-
someone and they were like, I ate a head of lettuce in 30 seconds, I'd be like, well, I'm not fucking with them, Like, I think I do also enjoy the idea of lettuce eating competition as opposed to some of these other like heavier foods. Like, I feel like hot dog is the canonical
Mhm.
food eating competition food. And lettuce just feels so light, and it kind of gives me rabbit instead of like
That's what I was going to say. This
Big
is
man
rabbit
eats
behavior.
so much food.
Peak rabbit behavior for sure.
All right, is there anything else you guys want to shout out this month that's happening?
I have a little, it's sort of a self promo kind of, which is Common Area Maintenance is doing a sort of ongoing series that's starting in May and will be running, I think, through October. They put out a call for people to submit a little pocket zine histories of like little sections of neighborhoods. There are, I believe, 10 in the first round that are going to be produced. And they're launching it on May 7th. So the same day as SIF opening day. And I just, it's a self promo because I made a zine for it.
Yay!
Which is about a radio station that used to exist in Maple Leaf called Crab FM.
Hell yeah.
And I've been deep in the archives of Crab for several years now and finally did something sort of productive with it. But I think there's just going to be some really cool histories. I know someone else is doing one about Busch Gardens and the karaoke there. And I think another about the Samoan communities in the South End. So there's a lot of like very cool Seattle history that will be featured. And I think it's going to be worth keeping an eye on to see if you can go pick up a zine and check it out.
I love
Cool.
that so
Amazing.
much. Was it Crab with a K?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Cool.
Love that.
Like the
It didn't-
Krusty Krab.
Exactly.
Lots happening on the 7th. People can go check out the Zine Fest and actually get to read Sam's zine. Is it going to like physically be there, Sam?
It should be, yeah. If all goes
Very
according to
cool.
plan.
Very, very cool. Awesome. Well, that's all for today here at CityCast Seattle. Get out there this May. It seems like there's so much to be doing. Thank you, Liam, for being here.
May the 4th be with you.
Ashley, thank you for sharing your Mandalorian tattoo story.
I'm going to cut that out.
And Sam, thanks as always for joining us.
Happy to be here.
I'm your host, Jane Sihu, and listeners, we want to hear from you. Tell us what you're up to this May. You can always send us an email at seattle@citycast.fm. You can also text us or leave us a voicemail on the CityCast hotline at 206-880-3931. Also, just wanted to give a special shout out to our new CityCast Seattle neighbors, Everett D, Meg P, Karen C, Hannah S, Jess G, Nakona S, and I don't know who you are, Spiderweb P, but I like your name. If you are interested in joining us as a CityCast Seattle neighbor, you can do that at membership.citycast.fm/Seattle. And remember that gets you access to our bonus segment on Fridays where we're going to talk this week about being a good neighbor in Seattle. Until next time, see ya, Seattle.